On the back roads of Victoria, perched on Madman's Hill, a sanctuary of psychiatric care infamous for inhumane treatment.
How are we feeling?
Tonight on Haunting Australia, Arrowdale Mental Hospital.
I feel like I've got eyes watching me.
Claiming to be Australia's most haunted asylum.
I heard very clear footsteps.
Where the pain and anguish of patients past manifests in malevolent spirits. With Arrowdale's heavyweight reputation, our investigators are itching to get started.
The #1 location in Australia to investigate. This is the place everyone wants to come to.
I mean, if you just look at this place, it just screams haunted.
Another chilling challenge for the Haunting Australia team. From the UK, psychic bad boy Ian Lawman, medium and ordained exorcist, and old school supernatural sleuth Ray Jordan. From India, ghost hunter and metaphysicist Gaurav Tiwari. From Australia, accomplished paranormal researcher Alan Tiller. And medium clairvoyant Raylene Cable. From the US, internationally renowned lead investigator Rob Demarest.
I've been investigating the paranormal for over 20 years. You name it, I've hunted it. And I believe this team has what it takes to find out what's haunting down under.
Two hours west of Melbourne, looming over the tiny town of Ararat, is the Arrowdale Mental Hospital. Parts of its grounds now house a college campus dedicated to modern-day educational pursuits. But the completely abandoned heart of the complex is alleged to be riddled with spirits. Once Australia's largest psychiatric facility, it boasts a grim history. Opening in the mid-1800s, it offered medical care for lunatics. At the time, a blanket term for all unstable patients. Over the decades, doctors and staff employed a horrifying array of mental health treatments. Prefrontal lobotomy, electroshock therapy. Pain, suffering, and death were the order of the day at Arrowdale. Today, its corridors are supposedly stalked by the spirits of the restless dead.
People report shadow people, which are dark human figures that we see moving around.
Witness Bill Tabone claims to have been attacked by a shadow person.
Personally, I've been scratched in the back of my head to the point where it's drawn blood. Whatever it was didn't want us there.
Some reports state over 10,000 patients died within Arrowdale's walls, most of whom passed through the mortuary, where, later, investigator Ray Jordan plans to face his greatest fear.
I'm going to be locked into the chiller.
With 70 buildings scattered across one vast site, Arrowdale is maze-like, monolithic, and menacing. As twilight approaches, the Haunting Australia team prepares to enter. How will they handle this immense investigation?
This was always a dream to investigate a mental asylum. And this place is considered as one of the most haunted places in the world.
If you passed over with a mental illness, you're going to come back as a spirit with the same conditions. So you don't know what you're dealing with. Unpredictable. That's what worries me.
This is the big one for us. There's going to be a full moon tonight. Some believe that when there's a full moon, it brings on a lot of paranormal activity.
Because of the vastness of the site, the team will focus on its haunted epicenter, the highly malevolent men's wing. Every light is switched off, plunging its unwelcoming interior into total darkness. CCTV cameras have been rigged throughout, all leading back to Surveillance Central, where they'll be constantly monitored. Let the ghostly games begin. Rob and Alan are bringing out the big guns, a Tesla coil, which they believe will shock the spirits into action.
What we're hoping for is it'll emit enough electricity into the air, into the atmosphere, that any spirits present will be able to feed off of that, and we can measure the response.
This is a custom-built variation on the original coil, invented by the legendary electrical pioneer Nikola Tesla. It produces high-voltage, low-current bursts of electricity which supercharge the atmosphere.
I think a good investigation needs a variety of new tech, because without the new tech, you're just going over old ground again.
If there are ghosts in Arrodale, they could be in for a jolt.
That got me in the hands.
Really? Yeah, really. You know, you have the smell of ozone, you have the cracking of the lightning and thunder, and then you have all this electricity in the air. You can feel the changes in the room. So the idea is to make all these things happen and then influence the spirits to draw on that energy to manifest.
If there is anyone present who wishes to communicate with us, we're trying to give you the energy. We hope that this is helping you.
With no immediate response, Rob and Alan return to Surveillance Central to keep watch as the team's psychics prepare for solo missions.
Okay, Tom. See you later.
Raylene is headed into the most dreaded part of the asylum, the second floor of the men's wing.
That's where the worst cases were kept, and they were completely out of control at times. And a lot of the time they were locked in there and left. So these people were in a very bad state of mind, and I think that energy stayed there.
Understandably, Raylene is edgy.
I've got to go through. I just got to stop again. It's almost like it's a stop starting.
Armed with a lantern, she contemplates the second floor entrance, accessed only by a covered bridge called the Suicide Walk.
I'm really scared to go behind those doors. I kept getting close. I kept being pulled back. I kept feeling like a male was behind me. And in my visions, I kept seeing a whole lot of people behind the door. I could hear voices behind it. Oh, jeez. I just feel all this energy in here. It's almost like all this energy of souls, spirits, souls just joining. Oh, I feel so uncomfortable.
But the doorway proves a formidable barrier.
I don't want to go in that room. I don't want to go beyond there. I feel the male that's been with me from the time that I've come up to this area is still with me. But it's almost like I don't want to go in there, and I feel like I'm not allowed to, but I just feel him pacing back and forth, back and forth. It's almost like I keep wanting to go back and forth. There was a lot of mistreated people or misunderstood people within that facility over time. So a lot of mixed messages, souls just being very lost in it all. I'm just going to walk back this way. I just feel so heavy.
With that, she abandons her mission. But psychic bad boy Ian Lorman steps into the breach. A former bare-knuckle fighter with 27 wins from 28 bouts, Ian is fearless about the wing's supposed inhabitants, until a supernatural stench stops him in his tracks.
I feel very sick. I'm just having real big problems getting near this cell right now. I'm having problems breathing. There's a nauseous sensation. I feel balky. As soon as I'm walking there, there's a foul smell.
Inexplicably foul odours are sometimes said to indicate the presence of evil spirits. Has Ian picked up some bad company?
I can't get in. I can't get in.
Raylene has recovered her composure. She's now taking on the first level of the men's wing, directly beneath Ian.
I'm coming into, I'm not even quite sure what this room is, but the energy that's in here and the feeling I get in here is really yucky. The layout of this particular area is really disorientating. You think you know where you're going and you turn around and you go, well, did I go up there or did I not? So it's almost like a bit of a maze. I've got one male that I feel really strong with me. I feel like I've got eyes watching me, but it's like everyone's looking, but not saying anything. It's like I've got one male, then I've got another male, but then I don't know if it's the same male, so I'm almost being, it's a bit of a game type thing. Rending. I don't like doing these solos.
As Raylene gets deeper into the men's wing, she finds herself in the vicinity of the surgery, where, until as recently as the 1970s, lobotomies were performed.
I've got a headache. I feel like I've got a headache. I feel like my head. The last two cells, there was a lot of energy, and I was given a lot of visions, especially the first cell that I went into. Why did you want me to get out of this room? Oh, there's a story behind you, or you're giving me a headache.
Tour group members have reported similar symptoms to Raylene's.
Pain in the head is one of the reports from the lobotomy area.
Blood noses, headaches.
I'm going to leave this cell for the moment because my head's starting to really ache. My neck, my shoulders, my head is just aching since I've gone into those last two cells.
Upstairs, Ian remains under an odorous onslaught.
Oh, God.
Is evil in the air?
Why do I got a feeling that I'm not going to like this?
After the break, what has the hard man of ghost hunting on the hoof?
I've never seen anything like it.
Phantom footsteps in the corridor.
Can you show yourself to me?
And later on Haunting Australia, it's chill out time for Ray. Arradale Asylum's fearsome past appears to have come to terrifying life as the team's paranormal investigation plunges into the pain and suffering of patients.
Because this place has such a deep history, a lot of trauma, and a lot of pain in that area.
Raylene Cable reported being stricken by a psychic lobotomy.
There's a story behind you, or you're giving me a headache.
Now, bad boy Ian Lawman has had the fright of his life.
I ran like hell and I didn't want to go back. So that's the first.
What was behind that door?
And I just went past the wooden doors with the little slits in, and this woman just went straight like that. Oh. I've never seen anything like it. Oh God, she made me jump. Oh my God. And she just, her eyes were so blue. I just see these blue eyes and this white face staring through the crack of the door.
What was a female patient doing in the male wing? Hospital records reveal women as well as men were kept under high security on the second floor, if considered suicidal or violent.
She was like a psychopath. That's the word I'm going to use, because she was going to hurt me. She would have hurt me. I had to get out.
Rob witnessed Ian's dash of dread from Surveillance Central.
When Ian Lawman, who is a tough individual, runs out of a location, that says haunted to me.
To get to the bottom of the matter, the big guy heads up to the second floor.
It's not very nice to scare Ian, is it? Is that what you're doing here? Scaring people? Frightening them? I say it seems all quiet. Maybe that they use the energy to give Ian a runner. Didn't think you would do it, Ian. Did not have you on my list as a runner.
One level beneath, Gaurav is also alone. Wheelchair-bound, his chances of beating a swift retreat are slim. Nevertheless, Gaurav is defiant in the face of fear.
Is there anyone here with me? I've programmed myself to be fearless. To me, canceling a fear is only by facing it. And I always face my fear. I heard very clear footsteps just now, coming in front of me, coming towards me. Can you show yourself to me?
Phantom footsteps are regularly reported at Arradale. Exiting one night, the local expert had a terrifying experience.
As I was unlocking the door, I heard footsteps walk straight down the stairwell behind me, right next to me, and came out here. By that stage, I was panicking. My heart rate was going fast. There was no one else in the building.
Fearless photographer Gaurav hopes to snare the source of the footsteps. Having electrified the atmosphere with a Tesla coil, Alan wants to up the ante.
I've got a whole heap of EM pumps.
Yep.
And I just want to put all the pumps down in one room.
Yeah. Oh wow.
And see if we can get something to manifest for us.
Some paranormal investigators believe electromagnetic fields create energy for spirits to feed off.
An EMF pump is generating a ton of electromagnetic field change that we're putting into the air in hopes that a spirit can use that to manifest.
So this one is the EM vortex, and that is already putting out EMF.
Yeah.
I think we just step back a little bit. See if you can hear my voice right now. You probably see a whole heap of lights on the floor there. Those lights are there to give you some energy, help you manifest if you can.
With EMF levels on high, Alan and Ian set out to investigate.
What we should do is just take a voice recorder and just go for a walk.
They head upstairs, where Ian had his big fright.
I'll send Ian go first if you don't mind.
Ian is nervous about once again encountering what he believed to be an angry she-spirit.
This is where I had my scare now. Which when you go to the left. Oh. I just got a really, really bad shudder again, straight away.
This room?
That room. That's locked.
Are you in there still?
But the reported cell block banshee isn't home.
Do we know why this one's taped off? No. What the f was that?
Who did that?
That wasn't me, man.
You're having a crack out here. You're really, really having a crack.
This noise was just like, right in front of us. We both reacted at the same time, so you know, this is a genuine noise. I wasn't making it, he wasn't making it.
seen that lady initially, and now in a similar sort of area, we get that this is one hell of a place.
Alan and Ian encounter Gaurav one level below.
Okay?
No, we was just on the top floor, Alan and I, and we stood quite close to each other, wasn't we?
Yeah, and this noise, man, it's like, right in front of us. Well, and I've got it on my voice recorder, so.
Wow, cool. Towards my left. What?
Oh, I've just seen it again. Oh, Jesus, why is she doing this to me? It's going to be bad enough trying to get over it.
Does Ian get the impression he's being stalked by the spirit?
It's just you who's talking. I just saw somebody white go across here. Ah, dear me.
Seeking shelter from the madness of the men's wing, he joins Gaurav at Surveillance Central. Together, they review the results of Gaurav's photographic session.
There was a period when people witnessed paranormal activity, but there was nothing to prove it. Now we have cameras. We can document whatever experience we have. And our knowledge, understanding the paranormal is increasing. So I click hundreds of pictures in the corridor.
The majority of Gaurav's snaps feature empty corridors. Until...
Just go back. What's that?
Coming up, what has Gaurav caught on camera? And can Ray resist the evil of the chiller? Arradale Asylum, Australia's most haunted psychiatric facility, has raised the Richter scale of terror. Ian claimed a shock encounter with a maniacal spirit sent him fleeing.
And this woman just went straight like that.
Then, he and Alan were spooked by a sound they couldn't explain.
What was that?
Just go back.
Now, in Surveillance Central with Gaurav, he spotted a mysterious, shadowy figure lurking in the corridors.
Do you see that?
Yeah.
The shot before and after both show an empty hallway. Only this one contains a shadowy figure.
Definitely looks human.
Gaurav snapped this image on a full spectrum stills camera, which sees more than the naked eye. At the time, he was completely alone in a corridor of the men's wing.
It's a shape as a lady because you can just see how the waist goes in. It's almost like she's got like a gown on or something because you can see how it finishes and it looks like tight, like skinny legs. I knew straight away, as I looked at it, I could see the outline of the female, you could tell by the figure. Could it be Nurse Carey? It does look very matronly.
Nurse Carey is a local legend at Arradale, reported countless times over the years.
The most commonly seen spirit is Nurse Carey, and people see her wandering around in her nurse's uniform. And she tends to keep the spirits calm, which she did when they were patients, when they were alive. And she watches over people that come through.
Although his shot requires further analysis, Gaurav believes he may have caught the ghostly matron on camera. Ray has been sucking himself up all night, and the time has finally arrived. He is now preparing to be locked inside the mortuary fridge.
So Ray, your automatic response is to panic, so what you need to do is just take it easy, and once you lay on the slab, and when you feel comfortable, it's down to you. I'm going to push you in, all right? And then you need to adjust yourself, just take some deep breaths, and then I'm going to shut the door on you, okay?
So I'm about to put myself into the chiller. Door slams shut. I'm human, I'm feeling nervous. I'm not sure what I'm going to feel inside. I'm not sure how long I'll last inside.
Countless corpses have been housed here. Ray theorizes this will enhance his chances of collecting evidence.
There have been reports of whistling and voices and banging within the mortuary area, so hopefully I'm going to get some of that evidence on camera or on voice recorder.
If he's up to the challenge.
I'm going to walk out the mortuary, but I'm going to be outside. So at any point, you shout me, okay? And I'm going to be in that spot.
And you're not leaving?
I'm not leaving.
Okay.
I think it's very brave, to be perfectly honest with you. It takes a lot of guts to go into somewhere like this.
I'm trying to push my own boundaries and trying to face my own fears of doing certain things, so, you know, I'm going to give it a go.
Okay, Ray, here we are. I'll let you go in first. I think, yeah. I'm going to put you in this one. All right?
Yeah.
Ready?
No.
Ray is having doubts about his buried alive style investigation.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay?
No.
You're going to rest down on here, and I want you just to put your head on this block. What you've got to remember, this is an original block, so a lot of corpses would have laid here. So you're going to feel energy from that.
Do I have to?
Yeah. He's going to be very vulnerable. He's going to be in a confined space. Spirit can come in, they can touch him, they can attack him, they can certainly take over him. Yep, it's safe. Just try and do it in one movement. The more you think about it, you're not going to do it. Okay, let's just lie down now. Deep breaths.
I'm not sure I can do this.
You can. Just listen to me. Right, give me the voice recorder.
Don't.
Right, what I need you to do is let's just lie down for a moment. Just spin your bum round. Turn your torch off. You've got too many things to think about.
I'm not turning my torch off.
Turn your torch off.
I'm not turning my torch off.
Well, just hold it for now.
I honestly don't know if I can do this. Ian, I don't know if I can do this right now.
You can.
While Ray summons his courage in the mortuary, Rob and Alan hope to summon a spirit in the surgery. This is where lobotomies were performed.
Let me gear up.
A trip to this room was an Airedale inmate's greatest fear.
If you're in this room, it's probably because you were put through a lot of pain at Airedale. Is that correct? If there is anyone here who was poorly treated at Airedale Mental Hospital, now is the time to step forward and tell us what happened.
If a spirit is someone who is trapped here, they're confused, they're frightened. So if you come in and they can hear you, they're certainly going to be anxious to get some clarity about their situation.
Data write error.
My fresh battery just died.
And I don't think it didn't record any of that. It's all gone. Everything that I recorded is gone. Look, it's now 0. I've never seen this before in my life. All the files, it said data write error, and they just disappeared.
Otherworldly intervention or operator error?
And they're all gone.
Ever happened before?
Never happened before.
Either way, Rob proposes a less direct approach.
Alan, what I would like you to do is stand right here by the door. Face the wall here. Close your viewfinder and shut your eyes. I'm going to shut the door. Okay? Here we go. In order to make this easier for you and to make you feel more comfortable, my friend Alan is facing the wall in this room. His eyes are shut. He has turned off all the lights. So if you have a point to make, you can go up, you can show him that you still matter. You can tug on his jacket, you can whisper in his ear, you can tap on his shoulder. You can be heard.
Will their light touch produce hard evidence? Down at the morgue, Ray's anxieties refuse to rest in peace.
I think what you need to do is just lie down, just to get the feel of
Because if I lie down, you're going to push me in.
No, I'm not, I swear. I will not push you in until you tell me you want to be pushed in.
I think going inside of a chiller where you know obviously thousands of people might have gone, it's just not a normal thing to do.
Well done, well done. Fantastic.
Okay. But it's the noise of you slamming that door that's going to get me.
You tell me when you're ready.
I don't think I can do it, Ian. I'm sorry, I don't think I can do it. I really don't think I can do it.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm so sorry, I don't think I can do it.
No, don't apologise. You don't need to apologise to anyone.
But I can't do it. You know, there's something, I just can't bring myself to do it. But I would challenge anybody, any member of the team, I'd challenge them to do it.
And who takes up the challenge?
Gaurav, you feel quite compelled to do this.
I'm feeling excited.
Yeah.
I've never done that. I just want to take a feel of that.
Yep.
Being in a mortuary, in a chiller for the first time in my life.
Yeah.
I want to figure out what I'm afraid of or what I'm scared of. To me, knowledge cancels fear. And I'm going to take some knowledge, what happens in a morgue. Maybe I'll record some EVPs or find some spirits.
Okay, so this is a mortuary. We're going to go into this one here. Do you feel okay?
Yeah.
And what you need to do is, this is where your head will be. The same thing as I said to Ray, this is an original block where many corpses would have laid. You understand that, but I know you're focused.
Yeah.
Gaurav couldn't be more focused on slamming the door shut.
All right?
Let's do this.
You ready?
Yes.
Keep your elbows in. Okay?
Yep.
You tell me when you're ready.
All right, I'm ready.
Good luck.
Coming up, is Gaurav really all alone in the chiller? Arrowdale Asylum has treated the Haunting Australia team to its most spine-tingling investigation yet.
Oh, Jesus.
Medium Raylene Cable had head pains outside the lobotomy room.
I've got a headache. I feel like I've got a headache.
A snarling banshee gave Ian's night a real bump.
And this woman just went straight like that.
Even the unflappable Alan Tiller had a fright.
What the was that?
Gaurav Tiwari thinks he's captured an apparition.
Do you see that?
Yeah.
And when Ray Jordan caved into the horrors of the mortuary,
I don't think I can do it, Ian. I'm sorry, I don't think I can do it.
Gaurav bravely stepped into the breach. Finding himself confined in a space normally reserved for the dead.
I'm all alone. It stinks bad.
Ray put out the dare.
I would challenge anybody, any member of the team, I'd challenge them to do it.
How does he feel now Gaurav answered the call?
Gaurav going in the chiller in my place, you know, I take my hat off to the chap. Maybe I should have pushed myself a little bit further than I did tonight with my fears. Sorry.
Ian stands vigil outside the morgue.
Kind of worried. He's been in there a while now. He's doing really, really well. He could be picking up on energies of spirits that was, not dead in there, so they could panic, so he could automatically pick that fear and start panicking himself. It'd be quite daunting for him.
I'm waiting for something to happen.
Gaurav clearly isn't suffering from night terrors.
I'm just afraid that I might sleep here. It's so cozy here.
I'm coming in, Gaurav. It's me.
Yeah?
Well done.
Thank you.
You did it. I knew he would do it. He was very focused before he went in there. He's very good at mind control. So yeah, I'm really, really pleased. Whew. Well done.
Ooh, woke me up from my sleep. I have spent a lot of nights at the places in India where there are rumors that whoever goes, no one could ever survive nights. Chiller was nothing.
You look like something out of The Living Dead with limping and everything.
Yep. Don't call me a limping dead.
After their night of madness, the team has much to reflect on. As they vacate the grounds of Arradale, a melancholy pall descends upon its mysterious walls. Affected by the stifling atmosphere of the asylum, the team needs fresh air. So before analysing their evidence, they head off on a road trip to the nearby Grampians mountain range. Not to be confused with their namesake in Scotland, the Grampians are a series of spectacular sandstone mountains. But they're renowned for more than their physical splendour. This is where the Black Panther sightings are reported. The Black Panther is a mystery creature, not indigenous to Australia, but reputed to stalk hilly terrain. Does it exist? Paranormal researcher Alan Tiller, well versed in cryptozoology, believes so.
The story goes that the American army brought them over as mascots, and at some point they were released, and the legend has it that there's at least a breeding pair, so they are breeding in the hills here.
Really? So when was the last sighting, Alan?
2006 was the last one. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Reed's Lookout, Grampians National Park.
Wow, look at this.
The team hopes for a sighting of their own, but the weather is working against them. And as they arrive at Reed Lookout, the peaks of the Grampians become enshrouded with fog. With chances of a panther encounter diminishing, they head to the nearby town of Hall's Gap, where at the Black Panther Cafe, walls adorned with big cat clippings, tour guide Tiller continues his lecture.
They've been seen around here a fair bit, going back to I think the 60s. There's been a couple of farmers and a guy that used to go out kangaroo shooting, and he actually was out there, saw a big black cat just stalking through the bushes looking for its prey.
The panther may have eluded our team, but eagle-eyed Gorav sights a more common Aussie species.
Hey, look at that kangaroo.
However, the team is serious about sighting spirits. To analyse their footage, they gather at the notorious J Ward. Situated close to Arradale, J Ward is a sister facility, once housing the criminally insane. Psychic bad boy Ian kicks things off by sharing his big scare.
I know some of you is going to laugh at it, but it was really intense, and I want you to have a look and let me know your thoughts.
What happened to you?
And I've always said that I'll never run from anything, but I'm not lying to you. This woman just lured straight at me. She jumps at the glass. I could hear the thud of the glass. I could see her crazy eyes, and she was crazy. She just went, and I thought she was after me. I really, really thought she was after me, so I was running like crazy.
As a real man, I'm not going to run, but I can understand you being frightened.
You're not UK psychic bad boy now, are you?
I put my hands up. I was scared.
Alan believes the shocking experience he shared with Ian backs up his story.
So Ian and I were walking around, and we'd just looked at the room that he'd seen the woman in, and we turned, and as we did, something happened. Do we know why this one's taped off? No. The f was that?
Oh yeah, big time.
That was like
A big exhale.
It sounded like it was right in front of us. It wasn't Ian, it wasn't myself.
So loud.
Something else was in the room with us. This thing was a genuine breathing, deep, hissing kind of tone right in front of us.
We just stood there, just relaxing, then all of a sudden it was so loud, so intense, shivers down his spine.
A freak gust of wind or a disembodied spirit voice?
I think it's compelling that we're getting a lot of growls and snarls and hisses and exhales.
The reason these ghosts are here, one of the big ones is confusion. So whether this thing was trying to scare us because it's angry with us or upset, I don't think so. I think it's just confused, and when confronted with a situation where we're coming into their turf, just want to push us back.
Yeah, totally.
Now, when you captured this, Ian stayed put, or?
Ian did stay put.
Okay, terrific. That's great.
He manned up.
No, good, you're getting better.
Yeah.
Rob weighs in with more evidence gathered at the scene of Ian's scare.
So I want you guys to take a listen to this. Maybe that they use the energy to give Ian a runner. Didn't think you would do it, Ian. Anyone hear anything as the camera's turning? What'd you hear?
A growl, kind of someone doing.
I got this as an EVP. I did not hear this at the time, this growl, this warning. This is actually as I'm leaving the area.
She growled at you the same way she growled at me.
Ian wasn't the only psychic having a rough time. Raylene suffered a migraine close to the lobotomy surgery.
I've got a headache. I feel like I've got a headache. I feel like my head.
Which is where, later on, Rob believes he may have picked up evidence.
At this point, I am asking Alan to turn off every light he has from his equipment, shut his eyes, face the wall. Apparently, a spirit decided they want to give their commentary, and I want to see what you think that you hear now. And shut your eyes. I'm going to shut the door. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, my eyes were shut and facing the wall, so my senses should be hypersensitive kind of thing. Did not hear a word.
I think a patient who would be made to put the head against the wall, they're speaking out, so they're saying their thoughts out loud, panic.
I think any of us in a insane asylum, made to put our head against the wall, close our eyes, turn off every light in the room, would
Panic.
Right.
Ray was keen to enter the mortuary fridge because of its reputation.
There have been reports of whistling and voices and banging within the mortuary areas.
When Ray panicked,
I don't think I can do it, Ian. I'm sorry, I don't think I can do it.
Gorav stepped in.
Let's do this.
You ready?
Yes.
His daring do may have paid dividends. This recording was made while sealed inside the chiller. Gorav was alone at the time. No one else was in the mortuary. Could we be hearing one of its phantom voices? But Gorav's most compelling evidence was captured earlier in the night in the men's wing corridor.
While I was clicking pictures, I heard clear footsteps coming towards me. I could see no one on my screen of my camera and started clicking pictures. What do you see?
The shots before and after show an empty corridor. Only this one contains the shadowy figure. Has Gorav snapped the infamous asylum ghost nurse, Carey?
Gorav, that actually looks like a woman.
But I can see clearly a cut-off below her knees where it looks like a pinafore or something, a form of dress would have been, and you can see clearly that her legs are very, very slender.
There's been stories of Nurse Carey.
It is very much possible that you say.
Gorav took the photograph in the darkness with a full spectrum camera, which reads ultraviolet and infrared as well as white light.
What I really like about this photo, there's no colour variation. Yeah. So I think you've got an excellent shadow person image.
You have hit a home run. You have what appears to me to be a full-bodied apparition. You have a picture of a spirit or a ghost captured in an empty hallway. Yep. Nice work. Thank you. Good job. Garav's setting the bar really high. I mean, photographs like that, full-bodied apparitions, that's as good as it gets. And now, multiple times, he's on top of his game.
The historic Arradale site currently houses the North Melbourne Institute of TAFE. In these idyllic fields, students study viticulture, winemaking, and olive oil and lavender production. After the Haunting Australia team's investigation, it's hard to believe that looming above the college is what many claim to be the most haunted site in Australia.
Airedale Asylum, from the evidence we collected, may be one of the most haunted locations I've been in a long time.
There's definitely something going on in that men's ward, especially upstairs on the 3rd level. Airedale is definitely haunted.